Hello and welcome to the wedding of Gonny and Emily, a union of two school teachers witnessed by a faculty of school teachers. Perhaps I should take the register while I'm up here. Please raise your hands if you want to go to the toilet. Did you know, in days gone by, it was customary for the bride's father to provide his new son-in-law with beer for a month after the wedding? As the beer was mead, which is honey-based, and the calendar was based on cycles of the moon, this became known as honeymoon. Thank goodness that tradition's moved on. The happy couple met in the first year at Bedford University. This is the year when the students reside on campus in halls. 6 ensuite bedrooms, a communal area and a shared kitchen, all behind one front door. A place where the boys fill the sink with dirty pots and the fridge with beer, and the girls tut and moan about both. Although I knew of Gonny, we didn't meet until we were carrying boxes out of the resident accommodation at the end of the first academic year. I think initially Emily was embarrassed at us meeting, as this meant I would be shaking hands with a football fan. Well, a Liverpool fan, so nearly. Although during a recent intense weekend reconnaissance mission, sometimes known as a stag weekend, I discovered Gonny took over a year to ask Emily out. Shy or scared? After that first meeting, we spent a lot of time carrying boxes as Emily moved around different student accommodation. I think this is the part when I'm supposed to welcome Gonny into the family, but I feel he's already there and has been for a long while. He has shown himself to be a man of tradition. He travelled to Stamford to ask for Emily's hand in marriage, bringing COVID with him. He must have been confident of my reply. He'd already brought the ring. Then, with meticulous planning, he proposed to Emily on a beach in Mexico. So meticulous was the planning, the organising, the double-checking, that he convinced Emily his absence from the Sun Lounger was due to a stomach bug and he needed to keep popping to the toilet. On a day like today, you hope you've passed on the life skills to your children for them to move on in this next chapter of their life. Sibbo, Janet, myself, and I'm sure Don too, are so very proud of both of them. For the record, Emily can spin past a rugby ball left and right-handed, tie her shoelaces and bump start a car. I feel I've done my bit. Bump starting a car was a tough lesson. Emily and I were stranded on an abandoned runway in a car that wouldn't start. This involved Emily sitting in the car with the window wound down and me pushing it while shouting, "Let the clutch out! Please let the clutch, please!" I'd like to take this opportunity on a personal note to say how lucky I am to have such a wonderful daughter and how proud I am of all she has done and achieved. Her happiness means so much to me. There are just a couple of anecdotes I would like to share, a glimpse for Gonny of how marriage might be. When Emily was in her last year of school, she planned a day shopping with her friends in Peterborough. She asked to borrow £10 for the train fare. Knowing the chance of getting the £10 back was slim, I asked her to define the word borrow. Her reply, have, obviously. Secondly, I'd like to tell you a little story I've carried with me for just this moment. Emily was about 8 years old. It was between Christmas and New Year, and we decided that instead of sitting in front of the TV and gorging on the excess of Christmas, we'd go for a walk. We had a pamphlet with the route, park at Fineshade, walk through the woods to Duddington, stop at the Royal Oak for hot chocolate, then follow the path back to the car. Within half an hour, it was clear we'd gone wrong. No well-marked footpaths, no well-trodden fire tracks. We were marching around headlands, across ploughed fields, down hedgerows. 2 hours in, the light was fading, and we're no nearer to a hot chocolate. Things are getting a bit desperate now. We can see the wood, but we're the wrong side of a hedge. At last, we find a gap and push through. Now, when we all look at the map, it makes some sense. If we follow the track, we will come to a T-junction, turn right there, and we were back at the car park. Off we set. We get to the T-junction, turn right and head back towards the car. Suddenly, Emily bursts into tears. After the ordeal we've been through and being nearly back at the car, what could the matter be? I thought we'd be having tea and biscuits at the T-junction, she sobbed. Thank you all for coming today. Please join me in raising your glasses to Emily and Gonny, the bride and groom. Bride and groom. Thank you.
come up to you now, please. Sorry, guys. Don't open them yet, please, until you're instructed to. Huh? No. Firstly, thank you, Tim, for your generous, kind words. Not so kind words as well. I really enjoyed your speech. Thank you for not only giving me your beautiful daughter's hand in marriage, but for welcoming me into the family as well. Just a quick icebreaker for yourselves. If you bump into Tim, he really loves to talk about Liverpool, football, Liverpool's transfer plans this summer as well. Anything to do with rugby, stay clear of, please. We all know Emily, and it's thanks to not only Tim and Janet. Thank you both for raising your daughter to be so supportive, selfless, courageous, loving on some days. Emily has told me a lot of stories about her growing up, and my takeaway from each story is that she always has a lot of support, encouragement from yourselves. So thank you. I'm sure she's made you proud, and I'm positive she'll continue to do so, as she does to me every day we spend together. From the depths of my heart, I want to thank my mum, Sibbo, my dad, Don, for everything they've done for me, teach me the values of love, kindness, and the importance of family. All of these things are a pillar to my life, and I hope I've made you proud, as you filled my life with happiness, and I couldn't have wished for a better childhood from yourselves, and from you, Auntie Angela, as well. It's just a little sad that my dad never got to see that I did actually have some game. And that he didn't think I swang for the same side. Thank you to those that made it here. As you can tell, it is a DIY wedding. If you can't tell, that means the people that I'm about to mention now, you've done an amazing job. So it's all the things down from the cake stand, the invites, the gin, the logs. All of these things wouldn't have been able to make our day so complete without yourselves, so thank you very much. Before I thank my wife, thank you for the most good-looking bridesmaids ever to be assembled. Em really values your opinion, so the fact that I'm here today means that I've done something well. Thank you to the groomsmen and the ushers. Today was eventful. We'll talk about it another time, but it was quite nice. A lot of stress-freeness. Oh. Thank you all for coming today and experiencing this wonderful get-together. Thank you to all of you that have travelled far and wide, especially those that flew into the country as well. Thank you very much for your efforts. Can we all please raise a glass as well for the loved ones that sadly couldn't make it here today because they were taken away from us too soon, but would have loved to have been here as well. And lastly, thank you to my wife, Emily von Zorbaya. As we all know, this day would not have happened without you. Thank you for taking a chance on me. Thank you for making the pursuit the most challenging and difficult chase ever to exist. It's easier for me to explain how I overcame all of that to be here today. So here we go. Like most beautiful love stories, mine started with my bedroom. Loud banging, and 5 random women. They were asking to see if I was coming out. It was the first night of uni. From the moment I realised Em was my flatmate, I was intrigued. As she was quite attractive, until she asked me how to pronounce my name. I moved here when I was 6, so that's 23 years of mispronunciations that Em managed to fit into 2 hours, 2 very long hours. So we head over to the student union. It was just myself and her, and some of the bridesmaids here as well. Emily grabs my hand and she says, "Forget the rest of our flatmates, at least we've got each other." She was very drunk at this point. Moving on to about a month later, we were at another pre-drinks. I can assure you that Emily did not have an alcohol problem, nor does she have one now. It's just a coincidence. Matthew Guest, can you put your hand up for me, please, warrior? There he is. At the pre-drinks, Matthew Guest decides it's a good idea to tell everyone that I was in love with Emily. Only for her to reply, "No, he's like a brother to me." So all the signs were there. I was just really oblivious, but you may look into your envelopes now. There is some discretion, though there are some troubling scenes. If you need to walk out, please do. I was deep in the friend zone. But seriously, amongst all the hardship, we were actually becoming really good friends and we spoke nearly every day. I started to fall in love even harder when I started to notice that we both liked the same music. We also loved to watch sport in the summer, especially the athletics and Wimbledon. We also valued our families very highly. Life took a turn for me when Em started to come to my volleyball games, and she'd always try and get eye contact with myself and try and say hello or goodbye. Considering all this happened over a year and 5 months, we never really dated and we just jumped straight in. I don't mean this negatively, but every huge milestone we've ever had has never felt pressured or a big deal. It just felt right. From the start of our relationship, from renting a home together whilst we saved for a house, to working together in the same department, and finally to the world's most romantic and perfect proposal, it all just felt right. This all led to today, which is by far the happiest day of my life. I'm marrying my best friend, who just so happens to be everything I've ever wanted in a woman. We've had the most amazing journey so far. We've done so much in our 8 years together. We've been on plenty of holidays, laughed so hard. We've also cried, seen the ugliest cries of each other as well. I wouldn't change anything. You complete me, and my younger self will be proud of who is standing in front of him today and who's going to be spending the rest of his life with him. And I can't wait for us to have 3 caramel babies running around. Playing football or rugby. So thank you very much, everyone, and I love you, Em.
Gosh, I don't know how to follow up on that one. But hey everyone, for those who don't know, my name is Tanako, aka the best man, aka the better looking brother, aka the taller brother. The list goes on and on. But yeah, after 8 long years, we'll find of the same continuous question of when is he getting married? When's the proposal? We're finally here. But I don't think anyone else is as happy to see you married, Connie, than a beautiful mother right over there. And obviously Dad watching over us, because without them, we ain't who we are, the men we are. And the positive role model you've managed to be for me and Kazor, I'm forever grateful for that. So thank you very much. Nice. But you know, throughout our life, I don't think there's been a bigger influence than our family. Because, you know, they've managed to show us how much they really care for us and they love us, and show that no matter what, that we've always got each other's back no matter what. And that if Emily ever just, you know, rattles your cage a little tiny bit, we're here just obviously just to support you. But still, I remember the first day when Emily first came to the house. You know, it was just one random afternoon, and then, you know, my mom just says, you know, go and bring this girl around. And during those times, you know, girls were never allowed to be in the house. unless they were family, of course. So, you know, me and Gazelle were together, and we're thinking, oh, what's going on? A female? What is this? so, you know, so the door finally opens, we hear voices, and all of a sudden me and Gazelle got butterflies. And you would think that we're the ones that, you know, introducing mom to Emily. So we come down, and we just see Emily just all shriveled up. Just, you know, just slowly just tapping, and she sees us and just, hi, Tanaka. I say, oh, hi, Emily. And, you know, she just, oh, I finally meet you guys. Wow. You guys are almost taller than me. Wow. Yeah. And also, even when she met our grandma, you know, at first sight, she must have told Gunny that, wow, you never have this feeling, but, you know, I believe Emily's the right one for you. And I'm so happy that the prediction 8 years later was able to come true. But even Gunny, you know, in his early years, when we used to watch this guy play football every Sunday, and you know how the British weather is, it's bipolar weather. You know, this guy will have us standing out there in the freezing cold. But, you know, he'll come back, because he was a bit of an athlete. He'll come back with these medals, he'll do a little dance, just like, oh, I've got a little trophy here. He'll shimmy left and right every time. But I wish I could see the matches, because obviously during the times, dogs would just be chasing me and my little brother. So I wouldn't even know what he even did in the game. I'd just applaud for him. But that was even, oh, sugar. Linking back, when he's even in school, he'll still do the same thing, win a medal for different sports, doing the same old dance. And you'll be thinking, wow, I had to ask his friends one time, does no one else like doing sports? Because every time we just come just dangling 4 different medals. And I'll be thinking, feck, wow, what a guy. But then that's when the moment me and Gazelle will start calling him a tryhard. For those who don't know what tryhard is, it's just someone that takes whatever activity they're doing hella serious. Which is not a bad trait, but you know, it's just funny at the same time. But yeah, the relationship with me, Gunny, and Gazelle, you know, we've always been a trio our whole life, you know. No matter what, we was inseparable. I like to call us the Migos, because, you know, there was nothing you could tell us apart. Even though the age range is a tiny tad bit big. You know, we were still the same no matter what. Even remember one time, we used to plan a strategy on not getting caught playing games during weekdays. And how it would work is, because obviously during school days, you know, your mom wants you to try hella hard, no games, straight education. So at that time, we'd have Gazelle downstairs, Gunny in his room, and me in my room. So when we knew it hit around 6 o'clock, we'll see, oh shit, Dad and Mom are coming back. So we'll all assemble quickly, flip everything over just to make sure there's a bunch of work we haven't touched in like 3 days. Just there, so at least we show us, you know, we're trying. But there were times where, you know, we weren't on the same team, especially after watching WWE when Grandma was around. Once the show finished, the match would have started already between us 3. But we wouldn't have noticed it. So, you know, during the days, you know, we'll do a couple moves to each other, you know, nothing too serious. But then Gunny being a tryhard himself, he would always go ahead and try to pin us 1, 2, 3. But then how I knew the game got more intense was when you could get caught when you're sleeping. So as long as, and with all three of us, we love to rub it in each other's faces when you've really done bad. So there was one time where they must have got me, Gunny and Gazelle. I'm the middle child, so they like to tag team me all the time. So they must have recorded me and just have you have a Gunny with his high pitched voice. Ah! That I lost, and I think I'm 10 years old. What are you doing? Why are you rubbing it in my face? So then, obviously, at times we'll try to flip it over. Me and Gazelle, we'll try to get him back. But being a tryhard, you have one eye open just to make sure. Maybe, yeah, you thought you got me, yeah. That was some weird times. But Emily, I want to say from deep down the bottom of my heart, I'm so happy that my grandma was right about this prediction, because there's no one else I would rather have join my family than you and call a sister-in-law, whoops. But the way you managed to make Gunny smile, just make him think about other people, and you really be thinking, wow, I never knew this side of him, I already see the poker face, straight face. I'm about my business. And just being able to be his backbone when he needs you, especially through the tough times we've been through. So I'm gonna just end this with saying, if everyone's able to raise their glass for me, please. Gunny, it's been a massive, massive privilege and honor to be your best man. And I'm so happy you chose me over all your friends. You guys must be bad friends. and yeah, man, I just hope your marriage just flourishes for eternity, man. And to the Caramel kids. To the newlyweds. Thank you.